Hello, my good people, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for viewing. Thank you even for sharing our videos widely. Thank you so much, our guys. Without you, we could not have made it this far. Today's topic we want to talk about, but even before I say what we are going to talk about. I think I should welcome my co-host here. Say hi to people.
Hi, how are you? This is Amis Moy here. We are here to talk about this topic today, see what comes out of it.
Yeah, and of course, this is Victor T. Guys, today's topic is a bit, I don't know how we will deliver this, but then we want to talk about suicidal thoughts. Maybe you have a cousin, maybe you have any relative that has ever tried this one. But of course, we are here just to talk about this one, and maybe, probably, in one way or another, it will be helpful to you. So, Mr. Hamisi Mwai,
Yeah,
you have said that you have been doing good, eh?
I'm doing good
Yes,
on just a small flu.
yes.
Najua Nairobi leo ni kubaridi.
Yeah,
Then
mhm,
it is now coming back to normal.
yes.
Otherwise, overall, I've been good
Mhm.
all this week. I thank God for that.
Sorry for homa kidogo. Hamisi, I think I have been looking at the comment section, and so many guys they propose that we talk about suicidal thoughts and what is it all about, and that's why we are here. We really needed to handle this topic because it has been there. So many guys have been trying, to commit suicide, and I think. When you talk about committing suicide, do you just talk about hanging yourself, or just or is it all about maybe jumping from rooftop, and then what is it all about when we talk about committing suicide?
Committing suicide.
Yes,
Uh, People could commit suicide in different ways,
yes.
but the reason they are doing that could be just the same.
Mm-hmm.
People would maybe poison themselves,
Okay.
others would hang themselves,
Okay.
others would jump from buildings,
Uh-huh.
others would shoot themselves. All these are suicide.
Okay.
But the reason why they are doing this would be just the same thing. That
Okay.
is looking for a permanent solution
Uh-huh.
to their pain
Uh-huh.
and their problems.
Okay.
So they are looking for a permanent solution to
Yes.
their pain. But they use different kind of ways to do that. So suicide could come in many forms.
Okay, when I was growing up, of course, I thought actually committing suicide is just hang yourself.
No.
But then, we are in a position now to understand what is it all about.
It is anyhow you take your life in any way.
Yes.
Some people can even drown themselves.
Okay.
Just they have just committed suicide. Some people can even go on hunger and stay like that for some 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they die. That is suicide. Yes.
Okay, when we talk about that, do we have warning signs that maybe probably the signs that we can look at them and see, and then we jump in conclusion this person might be trying, wants to commit suicide. Do you have some signs?
Yeah, we have signs,
Yes.
a lot of them, but most of the time people don't pick them.
Okay.
From the suicidal people who want to commit suicide. Signs could be like you hear someone talking about death many times.
Yes.
Saying maybe you miss me when I'm gone.
Okay.
And you don't take note of that.
Okay.
Sometimes you see someone have started withdrawing from the family, withdrawing from friends. They want to be alone. At this time now they are arranging and contemplating how they are going to execute this suicide thing. So when you see them moving from the family, moving from the crowds, they don't want to talk.
Okay.
And that's another sign. Also, some people could be depressed.
Okay.
When you are depressed or you have these illnesses, mental illnesses like schizophrenia.
Yes.
You could be having like a bipolar condition.
Okay.
Those ones, they catalyze quick decisions to do that because you are mentally ill. So your decisions are not very perfect like normal people. So when people are suffering from these diseases, you should be very careful with them about suicide. And when people start mentioning these things of you miss me when I'm gone,
Okay.
maybe it's better to die, things like those.
Okay.
Those are signs that these people could commit suicide,
Alright.
or they are planning to commit suicide, or they are looking for help.
Okay.
You know, when they are talking like this, some of them actually don't really want to die.
Yes.
They are just trying to look for help. They are expressing they say we are desperate here.
Okay.
We need help. But they use that so that people can come and help them, but it will just dismiss them.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that means that this is something, not something that you just wake up today and then you decide I'm going to commit suicide. It is something that you cook for a long time.
Yes, suicide is not something impulsive. Like you are somewhere in your shop and you say, now I want to commit suicide.
Okay.
Or you are somewhere with the people and say, I want to commit suicide. No, this is something that they have struggled with.
Okay.
To solve in their mind. You know, it is a burden that is in the mind. They have tried to solve it. They have worked with it. They have tried to look for help. Until now they conclude there is no help that is coming my way. And this thing is too much for me. And they even come to a conclusion that now what I need to do here is to get a permanent solution to my problem. And the only permanent solution I can get here is to die. So that now this problem can just be solved itself, because I have tried to cry to people, I've tried to shout, you know, not literally shouting, even shouting in other ways like in silence and moodiness and all this. All that is shouting. And people did not pick my asking for help.
Okay.
So they say, let me just end this pain once and for all. Yeah, so they go ahead and commit suicide.
Oh, there's some people, they talk about that suicidal thoughts, it's something that is hereditary, or, maybe it's something that, for those who are trying to do this one, maybe they are seeking, attention. So when we talk about suicide, having suicidal thoughts, can we say that it has some, myths or misconception? Does it have?
It has some myths. And in the area of hereditary, it could be hereditary in a way, because if you have a family where grandparents and your grandparents committed suicide and your parents committed suicide, your siblings, some of your siblings have committed suicide, you see your mind has been now wired to think that committing suicide is a way of solving problems. Because now you have grown in such an environment. Also, when we have families that have hereditary diseases, like these mental illnesses, they are handed down. And as I said, they make it very easy for someone to commit suicide, because they manipulate their mind and their thinking, these diseases, the ones I mentioned. So if those ones are inherited, now these suicide can be also inherited. But it depends on person to person. Yeah, there are people who, even if their families are like that, these ones have learned skills of living, they ask for help, and also personality help a lot of people, because people who are usually quiet are very susceptible to commit suicide, but people who are sanguine, who speak a lot, cannot go to that direction, because they speak their feelings, they speak their problems all the time. But these ones who keep quiet, so personality also could be pushing, could be playing a role.
It counts a lot.
Yeah, it counts. And now for the myths that you say they are myths, of course there are a lot of myths, because because the people say that for example, suicide is only for adult people. Young people don't have any reason to commit suicide. But right now, one of the leading cause of death in young people is suicide. And when you talk about HIV, you talk about suicide, because these people now don't have these terminal diseases, because terminal diseases are for older people. So they are committing suicide and all these other kind of diseases of lifestyle. Also, people say that people with mental illness are the people who are commonly committing suicide, which is also a lie, because We have seen people from even people who are not sick committing suicide. And as I'm saying, this for people who are struggling with poverty and lack of food and all this. Which is also a lie. That's a lie. It's a lying myth, because we have seen people across the board, from families doing well, others poor, others learned people, others not learned, from different cultures, committing suicide. So it's a myth that it is committed by people who have problems. No, it is not. Yes, we have a lot of myths that people come up with, but the fact of the matter is, regardless of your position in the society, you are having pain, and you are looking for a way out of this pain. Whether you have money, whether you don't have money, you are going away from your pain. You are kind of pain. Yes.
We're talking about the name. Okay, so that means that we have do we have the most effective way of maybe helping this person who is struggling with this situation, or this having this suicidal thoughts?
Yes.
The most effective way.
There are very many. There are many ways to help this person. Number one is not to keep quiet about suicide. Yes, when
so
you
the
are
victim.
No, the helper now.
When
you are close to somebody who you know, you are convinced that this guy wants to commit suicide. Don't go round about it, hiding it. They will commit it on your eyes, just there.
Yes.
Ask them directly, are you thinking about suicide? Because the way I see you behaving these days, like you are thinking about suicide. When you speak to them directly about they want to commit suicide, it will be stigmatized. The idea of suicide. And then they know that there is someone who have taken time to look at me and analyze me and found that I could be having a problem. And so on their side they start softening, because now they see at least there's someone who cares to an extent of knowing that I'm not doing well at this time. And they open up to you. The other thing that we have to do, of course, as I said, is to demystify this idea of stigmatizing suicide. And this other issue of, men commit suicide 3 to 4 times more than women. Yes. Although women try it many times than men, but men commit it 3 to 4 times more than women, because men even use lethal ways and brutal ways to kill themselves. There are things that women can, there are some ways that women cannot kill themselves. But a man can shoot himself, a man can even stab himself, a man can do all these things. But for women, they are looking maybe for soft ways to die. So you see, men are more susceptible to this. So to encourage men to be speaking to their friends and in any other place where they are, not to keep it to themselves, can really reduce that rate of men dying of this disease. Also, not a disease actually, this idea of suicide. The other way is to create a safe space where this person can speak. The reason why these people are committing suicide is because there is no safe space where they can speak about their problems. They are just seeing judgment, they are seeing just dismissal, people who don't care, no attention. And they say, even if I talk here, nobody cares, nobody will listen to me, nobody even have time for me. So why should I talk? Why do I even bother these people? And most of the time when people are committing suicide, it's because some of them feel they are becoming a burden, maybe to their husband, maybe to their wife, maybe to their parents, and they want to remove that kind of burden. So they don't speak. They just keep quiet, because when they look at you, there is no space. There's no safe space for them to express themselves. And so the best thing they do is they just keep quiet and arrange these things, and they just leave you in peace, and they go.
One thing that I've understood is that when you talk about, one of the way of reducing this rate, this said, of course, a rate, is through speaking.
Yes.
That is one of the most effective ways.
Yes, because you are removing these things that are tormenting you inside. You are not sharing with other people. When you share these tormenting things inside your mind, that burden now you share in carrying it with the people that you shared with. But before you share it, you are carrying it alone, and it will break you. So sharing is actually inviting people to carry your burden together with you. Then it becomes lighter.
And let me just ask you, what about, there is that person, of course, even if you try to ask this person, why are you trying to think about committing suicide? There's those people where they cannot solve. They cannot at all. They have decided, I'm not going to die with this one. I'm not going to speak it out. What can you do to this person? Of course, maybe there are some signs that you have seen that this person might be thinking about committing suicide. But now, this person has literally refused to talk about this one. What can you say about it?
And at this point, this is where you get professional help.
Yeah.
Because not everybody can help everybody.
Yeah, sure.
We have to agree that human beings are limited. There are things we can do, there are things we cannot do. There are things we can come up to this level, we cannot go to any other level. So there are places where sometimes you link people to professional therapists or counselors, whereby those ones are trained to get into even these hard people who cannot open up. When they are with these therapists, they open up there. Because the therapy is trained to create that space where confidentiality is there and the judging is not in that space. So there are groups that you can join somebody, like people who try suicide and people who are affected by people who committed suicide. There are groups they have, support groups. You can join this person to that group. In this group, you always have a therapist who now controls that group and help them to share what they are going through in that group. And when this person is in that group now sharing what they are going through, they see even other people are sharing. They even hear other things from other people. They say, this is what I was thinking, this is what I was thinking. So in this support groups, they get help. We have support groups like here in Nairobi, you have support group for many different people, even people with terminal diseases like certain cancer, maybe breast cancer, we have groups for those. We have people for diabetes, we have groups for those. You meet with other people like who are going through what you are going through with a therapist and you share. Yes, those people now they heal from those groups. But when we try to treat them from home, they know we are not going through what they are going through, and they know we don't understand. So they won't take it from us. Yes. So there's a place for us to help them, and there's a place for professionals.
Okay. We just about to close our today's discussion. Of course, I know that you'll have. I want to tell this person who is feeling hopeless, feeling that it's like my world is coming to an end today. It's like I'm just going to commit suicide. But even before that, let me talk to my people. So I thank you guys that you have been following us. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Victor T, and of course, like our videos, share our videos widely, and of course, at the end of it all, we'll be so glad. So continue doing us that favor. So, Mr. Hamisi, I just want you to tell our viewers just about one. I mean, not one word, but of course there is that message. Of course, you leave it to them. There is that person who is feeling so hopeless, feeling that, hey, I'm going to commit suicide today. That thing has been cooking in his or her head. So, which is that word can you tell this person before we close our discussion?
What I can say to this person is that people have been helped.
Yes.
There are people who wanted to commit suicide many years ago.
Yes.
They were rescued. And right now they are doing fine in life. And if you ask them today to proceed and commit suicide, they cannot, because now they know what they did not know. So the message is that you are not alone. A lot of people are thinking about helping you. And this is actually why we are having this program here also. We are speaking like this so that people may hear in and out of suicide, that they may learn and they even consider stopping. So the fact that we are speaking about suicide here is because we are concerned about anybody who is at that age. Yes. So the other also thing that I would want to let our clients know is that when you have come to the end of yourself.
Yes.
And now you are saying that death is the only solution to your problem.
Yes.
You are being dishonest with yourself, because this is a problem. I wanted to say it's not a permanent problem, but you are thinking how you have thought about it and thought about it and thought about it until in your mind you are concluded that this one is a permanent thing that will never change.
Yes.
And therefore I'm going to run from it.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is, tomorrow is another day that you have never seen, you have never lived.
True.
Tomorrow you have not seen the opportunities, you have not met other people tomorrow in your life. So this decision of saying that this is the end,
yes,
is you are lying to yourself,
yes,
because it could be. I know it is tough to that point that you want to commit suicide. I know it is very tough for you, but also consider that you have like 30 years ahead of you, which you do not know about. So do not make permanent decisions to treat perennial problems. Problems are things that people go through. You know, there are people who have gone through things that other committed suicide about, but them did not commit suicide. Okay. And they are doing fine.
Yeah. So
there are people who have committed suicide on things less than what other people have gone through.
Yes.
And those who have gone through more have not committed.
Yeah.
But you find someone who went through something that is not even as heavy as the other person committing.
Yes.
So it all matters with the mind and thinking and the empowerment that you have.
Okay.
So the message is you are not alone.
Yes.
You can listen to this clip. You can go to the YouTube. We have a lot of clips about suicide. You can go to Facebook. You go to TikTok. You can speak to any friend that you think is safe. Pastors, teachers, when for the students, and you will be safe.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. That is it from our psychologist and also a counselor. Actually, if you need more of this one, you can reach it out to us. So from me, thank you so much for following us. I'm sure that it is in this video. I'm sure there's something that you have gotten from it, which I'm sure that you are going to help maybe your brother, your sister, your relative, or whoever who is planning to commit
yourself,
or even yourself. So up to now, thank you so much, and we want to say goodbye for now until we meet in the next video.
Bye
bye.